In 2012, the Kia Optima went on a sales run that was historic in nature, nearly doubling the amount of vehicles sold over the previous year. That success helped Hyundai Kia Group become one of the top 5 best-selling automotive manufacturers in the world, depending on which metric you use. Now in its 5th generation, Kia's midsize sedan is getting a new name for the United States, bold styling, and sits on an all-new platform. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2021 Kia K5. We'd like to thank the folks at JT's Kia in Rock Hill, South Carolina for allowing us to test this 2021 Kia K5. JT's Kia has a nice selection of new and used vehicles, so if you're in the market for a new vehicle, certainly check out the folks at JT's Kia. All you need is one look at the K5's exterior to reassure yourself that this isn't something you've seen before from Kia. Sitting on the all-new Hyundai N3 platform that is also shared with the all-new Hyundai Sonata, the Kia K5 certainly deserves to have its name upgraded here in the US. The K5 name isn't new, as it's what the Optima has been called in China and South Korea for over a decade. The Kia K5 is hoping to ride the wave of success the company has been experiencing lately, mainly due to their increasing lineup of crossovers. While the industry continues to shift away from sedans and towards crossovers, Kia says they don't want to give up on the segment, instead they want to give it everything, which also happens to be their brand philosophy here in the US. They claim the move from the 4th generation Optima to the 5th generation K5 to be one of the biggest leaps forward between generations in recent automotive history. And based on styling alone, we certainly have to agree. But let's take a closer look at this all-new Kia. The one we have here is a 2021 Kia K5 EX in Gravity Gray. We will also be taking a look at this GT line trim in Ebony Black. As I've been emphasizing, the styling of the all-new K5 is truly eye-catching. It all starts up front where the car seems to be making the kind of face you make when you're not angry, but disappointed. It's certainly not frowning or pouting, but more so it seems to be glaring at you, maybe even rolling its eyes. The look is achieved by the hood that springs forward and then quickly angles down. It works to form the top notch of Kia's Tiger Nose grille. There are a number of creases in the hood that make it bulge and protrude, giving its overall shape a purpose and creates a sense of motion even when the car is sitting still. The grille is thin in the middle and expands wider as it reaches the edges of the car and even wraps around underneath the headlights. The mesh has a really cool overlapping design. Closer up, you can see how the overlapping mesh has somewhat of a silver accenting on the EX trim. Lower in the grille, you will find a panel that houses the radar that helps with the number of Kia's driver assistance features. The headlights have a light strip that is zigzagged and extends over the wheel arch. It's all very dramatic, and there's no shortage of angles, edges, and creases, and I must admit I like the styling of this front end a lot more than the styling on the Hyundai Sonata. The Kia seems to be sportier and fresher. The Sonata was released just a year ago, but in my opinion the styling already looks a bit outdated, especially when compared to the K5. The lighting is LED. EX models get reflector style LEDs for both the high beam and low beam. Compared to the EX, GT line models have some notable differences up front. The grille has a different design with wider mesh openings that don't stretch quite as far underneath the headlights, and is meant to mimic shark skin. The front bumper also receives a different shape overall. GT line models equipped with the premium package offer more sophisticated projector-style LEDs. They have 3 bulbs instead of the 4 found on the EX. The projector lights are not available on the EX trim. The GT line also adds LED fog lights. The GT line falls just below the EX models in terms of trim level and looks to be the sporty, affordable option. There is a true GT model coming later this year called the K5 GT. It will offer a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with the hefty 290 horsepower and even heftier 311 pound-feet of torque. Kia will also begin offering all-wheel drive on the GT line and LXS trims in the fall. Currently, there is no plan to offer all-wheel drive on the EX trim or the GT. From the side, you can get a good look at the K5's fastback design. In today's automotive climate, it's pretty much expected that a 4-door sedan have fastback styling. Kia uses chrome accenting to emphasize the curvature and slope of the roofline. It's thin and it widens as it reaches the C-pillar. The accenting wraps around the rear, and combined with the slope of the front end, it makes the car look as though it's about to pounce forward. I do see a touch of Honda Accord, but I honestly think this looks better. This car in EX trim comes equipped with 18-inch gray wheels wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires. The GT line also adds 18-inch wheels with a gloss black finish, also wrapped in Pirellis. Standard wheels are 16s, and 19s will be available on the forthcoming GT models. The side mirrors are body color on the EX and gloss black on the GT line. An integrated LED turn light is also available on the GT line standard and optional on the EX. The rear end has a number of creases that all extend from the body in what looks like tiered levels, starting with the deck lid, then the lights, followed by this strong crease in the middle of the trunk lid, and last, the rear bumper. The GT line has a spoiler that makes the extended deck lid stand out a touch more. The bumper has these fake vents on each side. EX models have a single piece with a gloss black covering. GT line models have more aggressive looking vents on the side with dual openings. They do add to the design, but there is something about fake vents that simply annoys me. To be fair, almost all car manufacturers have them these days, so it's nothing new. Just like these fake exhausts that can also be found on plenty of top-level luxury vehicles. The fake exhausts simulate a dual exhaust, however there is really only one exhaust. Kia will be offering a true dual exhaust system on the K5 GT. Underneath the K5 GT line adds a skid plate in silver. The K5 EX gets a gloss black skid plate, and they both have a rear diffuser look to them. But the dramatics out back really come from the rear lighting, which is made up of dashed LEDs. They are standard on the GT line, but are optional on the EX when you select the optional EX Premium package. The turn signals and reverse lights are conventional halogens. On the sides, the lighting also has a zigzag pattern. Too many manufacturers put a lot of work into the front end of their vehicles and seem to get lazy the further back they go. But Kia has certainly put a lot of energy into the rear end's design, fake vents and exhaust included, and it shows. Compared to the outgoing Optima, the K5 is 2 inches longer, 1 inch wider, and 0.8 inches lower. That lower and wider stance makes the K5 look sportier and more aggressive than the outgoing Optima and gives you more interior room as well. Getting into the K5 can be done using the key you see here. The key has remote start and can set interior temperature to 72 degrees remotely. This feature is standard on all but the base LX. Alright, hopping into the 2021 Kia K5, and like a lot of newer Kias, you really get the sense that everything in this interior is really well put together. Although there are some hard plastics, particularly here above the gauge cluster, as well as here in the center console, there's nothing about this interior that says bargain. The centerpiece of the dash in this EX with the optional premium package is the upgraded 10.25 inch display. It's optional on the top 3 trims. There are, however, a couple of drawbacks worth pointing out. First, the larger screen doesn't come with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It does offer the normal wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is more than a lot of manufacturers can say. It's a drawback because the standard 8-inch display, like the one found on this GT line, does offer wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The second drawback is the responsiveness. The screen is crystal clear and has great graphics, but the 8-inch display seems to be a bit quicker to respond to touch inputs. A nice design element is that the display flows seamlessly into the instrument panel. It makes the dash feel as though it's wrapping around the driver, and the assembly is finished in gloss black trim. I'm not sure that Kia will be offering a digital cockpit in the K5. While the analog gauges are clean and easy to see, there's no reason Kia shouldn't offer a digital display. The Hyundai Sonata has one, so the technology is certainly there and would take this interior up one more notch. It's still a nice place to be, and the EX trim and premium package add a number of features. EX models get leatherette seating, and I must say these are possibly the best leatherette seats I have come across. They are ultra soft, comfortable, and come with heating and ventilation for both driver and passenger. The driver's seat gets power adjustment and powered lumbar. There's wireless phone charging, which includes a location for you to insert your phone in the center console. It's very convenient. EX models also get Power One Touch up and down front passenger window, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. The K5EX has some nice styling choices up front, which includes the hydrographic wood-like trim. I like how the dash extends out on the passenger side. The K5 has these raised secondary handles on the door, and the EX trim has gloss black finish. Dual zone climate control comes standard on all trims. The climate control vents on EX models have a satin chrome finish, and I like the raised notches, which add a bit of extra detail. The EX also gets LED map lights and a panoramic sunroof. In terms of additional features on the EX that come standard, that's about it up front. Tack on the premium package and you get the larger display, power passenger seat, heated steering wheel, memory driver's seat and outside mirrors, and a Bose 12-speaker audio with subwoofer. The system sounds great and has plenty of power. In terms of connectivity, there are plenty of USB ports and a 12-volt outlet, including this USB port in the center console. Both spaces have soft materials for quiet storage. Significant additions to the GT line up front are a flat-bottom leather steering wheel, these leatherette seats with cloth inserts, and GT line logo. Power driver's seat and auto up-down windows for passenger and driver. The GT line premium package adds the panoramic sunroof, wireless charging, and LED interior lighting. This GT line vehicle was also equipped with the illuminated scuff plates versus the normal scuff plates. Rear passengers are treated to just about the same level of quality as those up front. USB ports are standard on both the GT line and the EX. EX trims add climate control vents to the rear. There's storage pockets behind each seat, and there's also a center armrest with cup holders. Headroom up front is 38.4 inches, legroom is 46.1 inches. In the rear, headroom is 37.4 inches, and legroom is 35.2 inches. Compared to the outgoing Optima, the K5 with the panoramic sunroof has less headroom front and rear, and more legroom up front and virtually the same legroom in the rear. Considering headroom typically suffers as a result of fastback designs, these are good numbers. Overall interior space is higher than the outgoing Optima. Opening the trunk can be done using the key or by pressing the button on the deck lid. Kia offers a smart trunk feature. When activated, the trunk will automatically pop open when it senses the key is near the rear. The K5 has 16 cubic feet of cargo space, the same as the Hyundai Sonata, and in terms of key competitors, only the Honda Accord has more. Underneath the floorboard is a temporary spare. Pulling these levers will allow you to let down the rear seats for even more space. Push button start comes standard on all but the base model. Let's press the button and start it up. All trim levels come with the 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 180 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. An 8-speed automatic is also standard across all trim levels. As I mentioned earlier, GT models will get a larger, more powerful engine and will come with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission when they go on sale later this year. Alright, so driving the all-new Kia K5, and this car sits on Hyundai and Kia's newest platform called the N3 platform, which is also shared with the Hyundai Sonata. And they say that this new platform is not only stronger, it has a suspension that is set up to be sportier, as well as increased impact protection, which makes it safer. And the turbocharged engine that's in this car doesn't make the most horsepower in this class, but it does make quite a bit of torque compared to its competitors. And so in that regard, it competes pretty well with cars like the Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, and Mazda 6. Because the engine does make good torque down low, it pulls well at lower speeds, and the 8-speed automatic is quick to respond. It's certainly not made for the drag strip, but for around town driving, it more than gets the job done. Using the drive mode selector, you can change the dynamics and responsiveness of the K5. I did notice more weighted steering in sport mode, but overall the K5 has a well-balanced feel. Kia throws an incredible amount of standard safety features and driver's aids at this car. There are just about as many optional safety features available. It seems to be never-ending. Notably, with the GT Line Premium Package and EX Premium Package, you get cruise control with stop and go. Using the gear selector that is meant to simulate what you might find in some type of aircraft, putting the car in reverse will bring up the backup camera. The EX trim adds parking distance warning for reverse. Overall, the K5 has more than enough to compete in this segment. It brings tons of style and standard features at all levels. When the GT and optional all-wheel drive become available later this year, the K5 lineup will be one of the most versatile and appealing lineups in the mid-size sedan segment. So if you're still a fan of sedans and you're looking to stand out amongst Japanese rivals, the 2021 Kia K5 is a great option to check out. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.